Game the Gang, Faithful Boys Podcast. Benjamin, that's good. P Warrior. Shouts out to Uncle Keith. Shouts out to Prayers. Y'all know the motto. We gonna bang to infinity. That means we gonna bang till we can't no more. What's good with your P Warrior?
Oh, I'm good, bro. It's playoff time, divisional playoff time.
Yeah, I
These
can
boys
feel it
had
in the
that
air.
rest and that bye, and now they're going up against the Green Bay Packers, who whipped on the Cowboys.
Shame.
So yeah, so we didn't know who we were gonna play, but after you watch that first half against the Cowboys on Sunday, you definitely knew who it was gonna be then. Like Kyle said, I had to worry about scheming for Dallas and them other teams. Had to focus all my attention to the Packers. So we know what it is. We know what the opponent is and how they coming in hot. So we're
Right.
gonna have to play our A game, be on top of our game to get this dub.
Nah, true that, brother. Like you said, definitely playoff time. You know what I'm saying? You kind of feel it in the air, you know. A lot of upsets last week, like you was mentioning, especially Green Bay and Dallas being one of them. This week, knock on wood, everything gonna be status quo. You know what I'm saying? As far as no upsets, look for at least in our situation the favorites to come through. I'm rooting for CJ Stroud, but that's another conversation.
True that.
But yeah, we definitely gonna deep dive into this Green Bay Packers game and this Green Bay Packers team. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Y'all hit the like button, uh, pass it on to a friend, tell a friend, and y'all know we're gonna represent the faithful. Hey man, doing a little bit of kind of interview skimming or whatnot. Uh,
Yeah.
kind of looking at the comments some of the defensive players from the Packers was making about Purdy. It
Hmm.
seemed as though I would imagine on for both teams, quarterback play gonna play a big part. Though we know the surrounding cast is key to their success.
Right.
Uh, let's start off with the quarterbacks, bro, because it seems more or less kind of paraphrasing that if they could get pressure on Purdy, not necessarily sacking, but just get the pressure. He throw off the back foot, overthrows, underthrows, throws behind, so forth and so on. And they definitely think they could get that pressure on him and kind of have him playing erratic. So give me your thoughts, I guess, about their comments uh, and what you kind of expecting Purdy to do against them and maybe what he might be attacking them from.
Okay. Well, number one, that's the narrative that y'all pushing based off of what Baltimore did, but y'all ain't Baltimore, cuz.
True that.
You know what I'm saying? Baltimore is a different animal. Okay. So yeah, Purdy had one bad game. Now the narrative is if he can get pressure, he gonna make mistakes, do all of this and that. Okay. Well, that's a narrative y'all want to feed into. Who says y'all ever gonna get pressure if we run it down your throat?
Got a point there
This
too.
ain't this ain't Dallas, Green Bay. Let's just be straight 100 honest and clear. This is not Dallas. We are not the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. Number one, we can stop the run. We gonna be able to run the ball, and Kyle gonna scheme it up. And the same Purdy who you think you gonna get pressure on gonna be the one slicing and dicing in that passing game. Cause Dak ain't Purdy, and Purdy ain't Dak. But I'll take Ayuk
Wow.
and Debo and Kittle over CD Lamb and the weapons that the Cowboys have. And y'all still got to deal with McCaffrey, not just as a runner, but in the passing game. So you playing against a different animal as opposed to what you played against Dallas. And Dallas defense, it was sorry out there. I ain't never seen so many people wide open in all of my life watching
Yeah,
football.
you got a
And I've been
point
watching
there, bro.
football since about 10 years old, and I'm about to be 50. And these boys running wide open. I could have caught a pass out there. These boys are so wide open. Y'all ain't gonna be that open. And it's up to our defense to come to the party. This is the game we gotta show up. And all of the big games, whether it was Jacksonville, Philly, Dallas, the defense was the one came to the party. I'm not worried about I've never worried about the offense all year long. Because I figured, excuse me, that we could score because Kyle gonna scheme them open. But now it's time for the defense to come to the party.
Right.
Not saying they're gonna shut Jordan Love down. He's a special talent. And they do have weapons at the tight end position, the receiver position, and a running back. The key to the game is in football, player football, is always you got to be able to run and stop it.
Hey, P.
Well, we
Warrior,
got
real
enough
quick.
to stop it.
Hey, real quick, bro. I'm going to cut you. Let me get Keith in here and then we kind of keep it rolling. What's good with you?
All
All
right.
all good, bro.
How's the weather up there?
Oh, shit.
Oh,
We
it's
done
been
warmed up a
cold.
little bit.
Yeah, it's got to get cold again.
Yeah, I hear
Right.
you. I hear you. A little chilly down here. It's in the 40s. So,
Yeah, it's been in the 20s here.
Yeah, it's in the 40s now.
being able to run the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. P. Warrior was giving his breakdown, bro. Hitting us with everything. Just wanted to get you in the door, and then you could keep on with your spill, cuz, and then we could get on in there.
Yeah, well, no, like I'm saying, you know, we know the key to this game going to be if we can run it and stop Aaron Jones from running it. Now, he ran on Dallas like Dallas wasn't even out there. Well, Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw going to bring their hat to the party. See, this is perfect. Because, see, Dallas, all these teams like to run them out. When they play us, we have to silence them. We ain't talked and said nothing disrespectful about the quarterback, the players, none of their players, none of it. We just been about our business. What do I always say? And we know. We're going to let them pass do that talk. And they're going to let them pass do that talk. Remember when Philly was running them out, this and that or whatever? Remember that first play when Swift caught that would try to catch that ball and he got smashed by Greenlaw and Ward? Set the whole tone for the game.
Certainly did.
Okay, so y'all talking this and that or whatever. If we go down there, we get this ball first and we go down and score the 7 points, I don't want to hear about you getting pressure and we're going to do this and that. So keep running your mouth, Green Bay. You about to write a check. You're behind, ain't going to be able to cash.
You know, it's a
But go on right on and keep talking about Purdy with that narrative and this and that. Purdy done had that bye. He rested. He done sharpened up the mechanics. Everybody on point. They know what's at stake. This is our chance to win this chip. You think we going to let Green Bay, even though they're a good team and they're an up-and-coming team and a rising team, stop us in a way? We too close to it. We got everything in our favor. This our time to go get it. And they're going to get it Saturday.
What you say there, Unc?
I say the time for talking is over. If
Yep.
there's ever been a season of football, for all the years I've watched, this is the season I call any given Sunday season. On any given Sunday, if you play your game, you can win.
Real.
That goes for anybody.
That's right.
Especially our team. We play the way we're capable of playing, not just getting the run, but stopping the run. We've been pretty successful this year at stopping the run. What our biggest challenge has been is that mobile quarterback, which means our two bookends have got to get to him. You got to put a little fear in him. The longer he stayed that last game, the bolder he got. Did he not?
Yeah.
The ball over the top, extending plays with his legs. We have to play our football. The heck what anybody else is saying about anything else. Play 49ers football. Putting pressure on the quarterback. Going over the top with our offense. Running. Use every tool we have because this game is the only game that counts. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing else except for this game. We can't have no hurt soldiers. We got to play football.
Well said, yeah.
I'm about punted it out. Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, the rest of them. Now they showing us love, but that don't matter. We got to show ourselves love. We got to play football. Smash mouth football. We got to take this young team and show them just how young they are. You in the big boys league now. We bringing 49er football, and you in our house. We fought all year to do what? Get in our house. We said this in preseason. Let's bring it home. As for the running game, Caffrey's going to do his thing. Mitchell's had the last 2 games been the best 2 games he's had in quite some time. And don't make me say my favorite word next to Purdy. You know what that is, don't you?
What's
Mason.
that?
Once we get the lead, it ought to be smash mouth, beans, potatoes, and roast beef and gravy. Run it right down their throats and keep them off the doggone field. Right or wrong, P. Warrior?
Yeah, and that's got to be the game plan.
Make them so tired of us, they think about switching sides.
I agree with that. That's the game plan. Run that rock. Keep Jordan Love and that offense off the field. Yeah. Well, yeah. Come out and get that lead and then keep running the ball and keep doing what they do.
Because you know Mitchell can bust one. You know Mason has shown the ability to bust one. And Max going to run wild.
Yep.
But you got to get them in a position where they can run the ball and make them so afraid of the passing game that becomes easy. Sorry about that, fellas. I missed lunch today. I'm cutting up some strawberries and bananas.
Nah, all good. Don't trust me.
That's all good.
We're getting it in over here, too.
All right. So what you think? Been good?
Hey, bro, personally, y'all know what time it is. For me, it's playoff time. Y'all know I've been wanting to see what Purdy going to do now that it count. You know what I'm saying? So all eyes for me on Purdy. Like I was, saying in the intro, kind of, I know, his success is contingent upon the others around him to a certain degree. But I'm looking to see, in particular, what he's doing and how he handled the moment. This is your second time in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You had a good outing and then you got hurt. You didn't play well all season. We got expectations this year. You have expectations on you now that you're healthy coming into the playoffs on the bye at home. I need you to come out and be all that we need you to be. McCaffrey and all them boys going to do their thing. I mean, barring that, we just looking sloppy out there. They going to open holes. That trap going to be working. We going to pop them to the left side. But all that should free up play action. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Ayuk, what you going to do with Jair on you? Now, I know Jair a little nicked up, but he was nicked up last week too. That boy looked like Jair. You know what I'm saying? So I need to see what, Now, I hear that the linebackers is kind of the weakness on the defense. Well, if that's the case, to a certain degree, we should eat. Kittle, a lot of McCaffrey, matched up on somebody. At the same time, for me in the playoffs, we know a lot of times teams take away what you like. We like to run a lot of in-breaking routes. If the in-breaking routes are there, I feel success out the ass. If that's taken away, what adjustments are we going to make? How we going to react to still move the ball down the field when we need to throw it to be successful and get this dub? So that's just, that's kind of my mind frame as far as where I'm at on the offense and with Purdy in particular and Shanahan as far as the play calling and his adjustments if shit not working according to the script.
That's my biggest fear, Shanahan going conservative.
You feel me?
I'm dead serious. We've got to play 49 ball that won us 12 games.
But I don't think he's going to get conservative. I think in the past he would have got conservative. Last year, we know when they played the divisional against Dallas, he had a conservative game plan. Against Seattle, he was more wide open because, Seattle. But, Dallas last year had a better defense than they had last Sunday.
Right.
So he played the game conservative and he played to the strength of the team, which was the defense and the running game, and then Purdy made the plays when it counted to get him over the top. Now in this game, it's going to be interesting to see when they get that first possession how he attacks. Do you come?
But that's what I about to say, Pete. It's not so much like the conservative or aggressive. We could kind of argue that. My thing would be like you about to speak to the approach in which you choose to be conservative or aggressive. Example, against Baltimore, to me, whether it was conservative or aggressive or not, can't tell. I would like to say too cute. Man, let's come out and run that bitch straight down your throat. All the window dressing, trying to trick. In that game, to me, coming out pass heavy wasn't the way. To what Uncle Keith's saying, let's play 49 football, which is be physical and control the line of scrimmage. That mean to me, to a man, move a man, and run that bitch straight down your throat. And let that
Yeah,
open everything else up. You know what I'm saying? As
I
opposed to
agree with
trying to
that.
come out and throw it, or be cute with
Yeah.
all the reverse to Debo and all that. No, man.
That was an awful
Behind Trent Williams is straight up the gut.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Let's see, with their first possession, how does he choose to set the tone and the tempo? To me, I would run it. I wouldn't come out throwing it. Because if you go 3 and out and they get the ball and they score, then you behind. Not saying that you can't make it up, but to me, because y'all haven't played, let's go ahead and play smash mouth. Let's establish McCaffrey. Now, Green Bay is going to be anticipating that they're probably going to come out run. And I think that's what he tried to do against the Ravens. He's figuring, okay, the Ravens figure, yeah, we're going to run this ball, but I'm going to come out different. And that was confidence in Purdy. He wouldn't have did that with Garoppolo, I don't believe, or some of the other quarterbacks he had.
Agreed.
Have had. So that was showing confidence in Purdy. You give Baltimore, they do. Really, like I said, that first possession, man, they went right down the field. If they scored that touchdown, to me, it's a different game. But that's here nor there. Now, let's see how he decides to attack Green Bay. Do he come out throwing it to get Purdy in rhythm? Or do he come out to establish a run it to eventually give Purdy easy throws? Short throws to build him up. And then eventually, as the game goes on, he go into attack mode. It's all depending on how it's going to go if they get the first possession or they don't. So, at any rate, I agree with y'all. We still got to play our brand of football. Let's be physical, run downhill. When you got to play action, take it. Or when you want to attack, because I always feel like Shanahan he want to run it 30 times, but then he want to key in the pass too. And when I think they get into that rhythm, you going to see if they get into that rhythm and they jump on them early, then my motto is to keep attacking, don't stop. Keep attacking, don't stop. Just like against Philly, when they got the lead, don't let your foot off their neck. Don't let the foot off the gas. Keep attacking. Because with this team, because of the weapons they have, you got to. You have to keep attacking and keep scoring because they can score. And our defense is better than Dallas, of course, but this boy, Love, is really playing well, and they have good weapons. So we can't just assume we get up 10, 15 points and we can let our foot off. No, this the playoffs, like Keith said. We got to play this like this the last. Because it could be if you don't play like you're supposed to. So, yeah, keep attacking. And that's what I want to see. If we get this lead, Shanahan, don't get conservative. Now ain't the time to get conservative. Keep pushing the envelope. And keep going for the jugular vein.
Another concern is mistakes. That Baltimore game, I went back and watched every interception 5 times. Just because I didn't want to have any bias when I said what I'm going to say. On 3 of those interceptions, the receiver did not complete the route. They were in the wrong position, and Purdy threw the ball to where they were supposed to be as opposed to where they were. That's a mistake on timing. That's a mistake on commitment. And a few times Ayuk did not complete the route. Not just Ayuk, but just in general. And I think that was a kind of loss we needed when we got it. We need to see what would happen if we don't play our ball, if we don't stay disciplined, if we start breathing our own press clips. Because at that time, there was 2 conversations that were going on that were completely unnecessary to football. McCaffrey MVP, Purdy MVP.
Amen.
All they were talking about was the game. Not the teams, so to say, but the noise around the team. When they came back, how did they the next game? Within themselves. Play ball. That's the same commitment we got to have with this game. Any given Sunday. Stay in our lane, do what we're supposed to do, we win. If we don't, we'll give it away. We won't lose this game, we'll give it away. My humble opinion.
Well, let me ask y'all this. kind of transitioning. I know we're gonna come back to the offensive side of the ball for us, but let's look at the offensive side of the ball for them. Like P. Warriors mentioned, and they have a lot of weapons. Obviously, I'm high on Christian Watson. Went to school with Trey Lance, big, tall, burn up. Started off pretty good last year, in and out early this year. Back now, healthy. I forget the other little guy name, Dobbs, something like that.
Yeah, they got a lot of good receivers.
And they got a couple tight ends because they had
Two
one
good
named
tight
Bizarre.
ends that they
Right.
use.
So let's talk about some of the matchups as far as us matching up with their skill position players. In particular, we know Demo been playing well, and to me, Amber been playing well, even though he low hanging fruit. You know what I mean? But Travarius Ward, better second half of the season, a lot of penalties early, but you're going against some young legs, bro. Fresh legs. You know what I'm saying?
We got to rest the defense too, though.
That's true. But tell me what y'all think as far as these matchups, particularly in the secondary. Because we know Warner going to play some good coverage on one of them tight ends. But what y'all think
Well,
about the cornerback receiver matchups?
to me, the key is Ambry Thomas, because if they go into them 3 and 4 wide receiver sets, they're gonna be trying to target him because they figure he the weak link. They know Demo solid. They know Ward, Pro Bowler. You know, they know Warner and Greenlaw can cover for the most part too against they they tight ends
Tight
and
ends and
things like
backs.
that. So they're gonna be trying to find matchups to me. You know, and that's where our 4-man line got to come to this party. Armstead and Hargrave, we need you to be pushing that pocket because we see, and all the commentary this week, been Jordan Love taking an extra step back and throwing off his back foot, but he got the strong arm to get it there. Well, if you get that push on him, he ain't gonna have no time to step back. We gotta the push gotta come from Armstead and Hargrave, and then when they sub out from Ken Law and the rest of these guys, and Bosa, and this is where y'all traded for Chase Young. This is where y'all need to start him because, you know, if you start anybody else but him, then they're
Well,
gonna
let's
be
say
doubling on Bosa.
Cleveland Farrell out anyway, so
Yeah, so he
he
needs
should
to
get
start
plenty of
and play.
snaps.
Yeah, exactly. This is what they've been waiting for. We need you on that side, flip flopping him and Bosa on both sides. They don't got Bakhtiari, which is the left tackle. They got somebody else starting, so y'all should have an advantage against the offensive line. But to me, the push got to come from Armstead and Hargraves. If they can get that inside push, you ain't gonna be able to step up, or step back, or however, because then eventually Bolson and Chase Young should be coming on that edge, getting you. And then in the running game, you're gonna have to set the edge. And that's what Wilk said yesterday. We're gonna have to set good edges because Aaron Jones can run that ball inside and outside.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to pursue we're gonna have to have 11 hats to that ball against them. It ain't gonna be like Dallas. That boy was running through them like they was water. So yeah, but I think they're gonna try to target Amber Thomas, and don't be surprised they try to target Jair Brown.
Forgot about Jair.
Because you know Hufanga ain't in there, and they would have respected Hufanga more than they respect him. But I think Jair gonna make plays out there, and then Gip,
I say we need Gip to be old Gip.
Gip gonna have to be on it, especially with that deep stuff. He gonna have to be there. So yeah, but to me, we got to get pressure. We got to stop that run and then get pressure, so that we can make the plays. But I think Thomas and them will step up. Our secondary is better than it was at the beginning of the year, and I think they'll make the plays as necessary. But the key to the game, you know, like I say, is going to be to stop the run. We got to stop the run. Because if we can stop the run and make them one-dimensional, you can throw it 50 times. Sometimes you're going to make some plays, but then a lot of times you might take sacks or you going to throw incompletions. Got to make them one-dimensional.
For real.
Interceptions.
Or interceptions, exactly.
You know, my biggest concern is you got to put pressure on a young quarterback early in the game.
True.
I mean, they made Purdy look pedestrian when he made mistakes. But guess what he didn't do? He didn't quit. He didn't win, but he didn't quit.
True that.
Hey, Ben, let me ask you a question. I know we're talking about defense, but How would you grade Purdy's overall performance this season?
Oh, honestly, bro,
Mm-hmm.
shit, I'm probably gonna give him 7, 8 out of 10.
7, 8 out of 10. That'd be like a B or B minus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How about you, P Warrior?
I was gonna say an 8.
All right.
Cause think about it. You got to think about the injury with the elbow. A lot of people didn't think he was gonna come back and start the beginning of the year. So he started at the beginning of the year, played all year long, played way above what people thought he was gonna play. Was in the MVP conversation, has made the Pro Bowl, is gonna start the Pro Bowl, but he ain't gonna be there to play that flag game because he's gonna be in Las Vegas. But at any rate, the Baltimore game was his worst game. The Cleveland game, he struggled because Cleveland had a defense. Okay. Minnesota, you made some plays, but then they said he got concussed, and then you threw a couple picks. So he's been fighting the narrative of it's the weapons, it's the system. And the pushback from people that know the game and study the game and watch the film and know what the film says that no, it ain't all the Debos and the McCaffreys and all of that. He has made enough plays, but now it's the playoffs, like Ben says. So we need you to do what's necessary to get us to the ultimate goal. We ain't expecting you to be none of the other quarterbacks in there. Okay, athletically they're better than you, but that don't mean that you can't make some all script plays at the right time, or you can't maybe throw the ball harder than what people think. Tom Brady wasn't none of that neither, but he was clutch when he needed to be.
And
That's
say,
all we
bro,
need. That's all we need from Purdy. Just be clutch when we need you to be.
but when you say that name to a certain degree, I'm well, real quick on. Like he's kind of a prisoner of the moment to a certain degree, and I say that
So
because of the success we've already had. Jimmy Garoppolo being in the Shanahan system that's supposed to be so quarterback friendly, and the narrative, even though it's not true, somewhat but not totally, that you could just plug any quarterback in and they have success. He kind of a victim of all that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go ahead on rock with you, Pete, and give him the 8. You feel me? Even in the Cleveland game, like Onk mentioned, he didn't play good early, but when it counted, he made the drive to get us down there to win the game. Which go to what Onk mentioned earlier as far as mistakes, and we gonna specifically look at the special teams for both groups because I don't think either one of the field goal kickers you got a lot of confidence in them kind of going into the game. You know what I'm saying? So special teams could be a big part of who, going home or whatever at the end of this shit too. Go ahead on. I didn't mean to cut you. I was just wanted to get
No,
that in right quick.
you said exactly where I was going with this. The only other thing I'm going to say to add to what both of you said, I agree. I mean, my grade would be about an A. He's not an A plus, but he's not built to be an A plus. We don't need an A plus. We can live and win a Super Bowl with an A minus and a B plus. And if you look at all three of our scores coming from, I want to see what you do for a full season. I want to see what you do when it counts. I want to see what you do under pressure. I want to see what you do when you get hit in the head. We've seen all of those circumstances play out. But I'm going to say this. If we win the Super Bowl, next year the conversation will be the same. Even if this kid wins a Super Bowl, because of where he drafted, because we have a tendency to play status, certain cars, certain shoes. All of that bespeaks of quality. At the end of the day, them Stacey Adams hurt my feet. You know what I'm saying? Them sketches keep me comfortable. And all we need is some sketches. We need some comfortable feet. We need to be in the moment, understanding what you're looking at. You're looking at a once in a generation kind of person that stepped up under the circumstances he came into this team. Dead last pick, no expectation. When he's supposed to make the team, Mr. Development doesn't typically make the team. We saw him after 3 practices and said, we got something there. You saw the podcast. You see what we're saying. And look where he is now. 1 game away from where?
But Onk, you just said some powerful shit, bro. You said a generational talent.
Yes,
But
I mentioned
but
it.
the perspective of the masses is the generational talent is the guy that you get in the first round. That's the first pick because he have
And how many times
generational
have they been wrong?
physical ability.
How many times have they been wrong? We got a first round pick that
Numerous.
didn't stay on our team. That went to another team and didn't start. Generational talent. The only person in the last 5 seasons that I can really think of, the only person this season that came from that generational talent that actually performed up to specs was C.J. Stroud.
Props.
Okay, you have a lot of guys with potential. You know what I'm saying? When I go over to my light switch, when I walk into my house, I flip the switch potentially the light to come on. Especially if I potentially paid the bill and potentially got a good play. At the end of the day, we got a quarterback that's got us to a 12-win season with one of the highest QB ratings ever on the 49ers, with 4,000 plus yards, team record, in a system. And at best, his fans are giving him a weak A. You know what I'm saying? We're still grading him on that Mr. Irrelevant curve.
Props.
Now, Brady went in the 7th round, if I recall. And the reason the
6th round.
comparison for Brady is, at the end of the day, it ain't the intent; it's the results. And there's
Yeah.
certain players that win. I couldn't stand Ben Roethlisberger when he first got in the NFL, but what did he do?
One.
He won. Had some of the ugliest passes I've ever seen in my life thrown to quality receivers. He stayed in the pocket longer than he should have. He was slow as yesterday's lunch going through your belly. Okay? But guess what he did? He won. That clutch gene is more important and that football IQ than physical abilities. Because Trey Lance is a much better athlete than Brock Purdy.
Not
And a
true
whole
that.
lot of quarterbacks that got drafted ahead of him are better athletes. It's hard on the eyes to look at this guy and say he should be doing this or he's capable of doing this. But what's the results tell us? Now, Ben, in the back of your mind and in the front of your words, I hear, I still got to see him under the pressure.
Oh yeah, look, like you got to say, bro, and it's only really because of what I'm saying. Prisoner of the moment. We've been here too many times. Like for me, and it could be a stretch. If we keep coming up short, the only difference between us and the Cowboys is our owners not loud and we pick better coaches. I mean,
Let me tell you
ultimately,
this.
we've got to a Super Bowl they ain't never got, but fuck, you're not never cashing in when you're supposed to cash in. At some point, we got to cash these tickets, fellas. So I'm just hoping it's right now.
You making your own argument against you. I'm going to tell you why. Before we had quarterbacks we thought could win and should win. Now we don't know what to think. We're hoping. We don't know if he can rise to the occasion, no matter how many times he shows us over and over and over. He still needs to do it. And I'm telling you that if he does, he will still, this time next year, be faced with the same questions.
But on two
Purdy is the
things.
kind of player that will have to win at least 3.
But this the thing. While you right, you still got to factor in the Shanahan factor in that. So he could be as much of the guy as we want him to be, but if Shanahan still haven't got over his hurdles, we kind of in the same spot. You know what I'm saying? And as far as if he were to win one, the narrative would be the same. But I think he would be comfortable in the fact that I could keep winning under the radar with y'all pushing this bullshit. I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, as opposed to now, I think he comfortable, but I think others feel they need to prove him for him. You know what I'm saying?
I have an example in the NFL of a quarterback that he can look to for inspiration. Eli Manning. Marginal talent, okay, high expectations. Took a team and overachieved with them. Won Super Bowls. still doesn't get the respect he deserves because he's a lesser, quote unquote, of the two Manning brothers. This guy needed one more game for his coach to break the Giants' consecutive games record, and they benched him in front of another star. This is a guy that won a Super Bowl for him and was playing decent. The narrative never changed on Eli being what? Would you ever put him as an All-Pro? Would you put him as a Hall of Fame?
He'll make the Hall of Fame.
He should make the Hall of Fame. If you watch these
He'll
kids
make
play
the Hall
day
of
in and
Fame.
day out, his team laid on the ground for him. They went on their shield for this guy. He was never loudmouth. He never showed up his teammates. He got the job done day in and day out. He put them in a position to win. If the best we get out of Purdy is the Eli Manning, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'll take that too. That means we cashed that ticket
Damn straight.
twice.
Think about that. Eli won the Super Bowl twice. How many times did the other Manning win?
He won it 2 times
Twice.
too.
Who gets looked
But
at
he
as
had
the
to go
better
to two
quarterback?
different teams to do it.
But who gets looked at as the better quarterback? Peyton,
Oh, of
right?
course, Peyton. Yeah.
But Eli did more with less.
Yeah.
Peyton went to all-star teams.
Mm-hmm.
Had all pros around him. How many all pros and Hall of Famers played around Eli? One of the greatest catches in Super Bowl history was made by a guy that no longer played for. That was the last play ever made. Tyree
Proud.
caught the ball in his helmet.
Yeah, true that.
But he doesn't get the same respect as his brother does. Same number of rings.
Well, Purdy bring a ring here, bro. Man, look, he gonna be he already done broke the records. So should he get a ring? He gonna be the third best quarterback in the history of the franchise.
Well, we can only pray.
I know that's right.
We can only pray. I would say this to you. As much as I love the game of football, I don't think I've ever pulled as hard for an individual as I do for Purdy.
Me too.
Not that I think he's been done a disservice. I just think I admire where he's come from to where he's at. I understand the rigors of that journey.
It's the relatable narrative. 7th round, hard worker, underachiever.
I agree, but I disagree at this level because he still had to earn the respect of that locker room.
Say again?
He still had to earn the respect of his teammates.
Oh yeah. But for me, that don't have nothing to do with the narrative and how you sell it. You know what I'm saying? You're basically repackaging the bread narrative. You know what I'm saying? With the 2020 spin on it. It's cool. Like for me, I ain't tripping. As long as it results in winning, I'm cool with it. But I mean, I know what you're selling me. You feel me? Now, do I personally really feel he that relatable? But hey, it's a great story. And it benefit us, so I'm with it.
I got you. We gonna win you over.
Hey, bro, it's coming. Look, the season was a great appetizer. You know what I'm saying? Now we playoffs, baby. We about to get to we getting to the real meal now. So let's get it, fellas.
Let's get it.
Defense, bro. Now, well, let me reverse that. I talked about Ayuk and Jair Alexander. I don't know who on the other side of that corner. I do know Savage at safety. We all saw him get the pick 6, so I figure he gonna be roaming. They might try to put him on Kittle. Ultimately, Debo, McCaffrey. To me, we go as far as they take us, and I'm expecting a big game from Kittle because no fear, you know what I'm saying? But who y'all think on offense, good game and or matchup y'all looking to see and exploit?
Well, that's the matchup they don't have a matchup for, Debo. They don't have nobody going to deal with Debo. I think Shanahan going to get that ball in his hands. I think you'll see him and McCaffrey in the backfield and different formations. And then I think IU going to eat on Jair. We know they're going to put Jair on him. But, man, pretty much every cornerback Ayuk went up against this year, he didn't handle this business. And we gonna have Jawan back. You know, he was out with concussion protocol.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So that's
Sterling
another
Jawan.
weapon out there
Right.
Jawan will open
to
up
go
one
against their
side.
defense. That's what I'm saying. They don't have no matchup. We're a different animal. We're not the Cowboys, Green Bay.
We're not one-dimensional.
No,
They took
we not.
Lamb away. They took CD away, and that was a wrap.
That because that's all they got.
That's true.
Pollard couldn't run on them.
Pollard ain't no running back.
Pollard ain't no McCaffrey neither.
Yeah, say that.
We got too many weapons. All out. To me, the game gonna be one at the line of scrimmage. We know Trent and Aaron Banks on the left side. I need Burford. I need McKivitz, and I need Brundle to come on to with y'all hard head and come to this party too.
And I need
If our offensive line play and give Purdy time, Purdy gonna slice and dice them.
He's gonna have to. Time of possession is gonna be key in this game too.
Yeah.
But if we
That's
get
what I
a
feel
lead,
like.
our defense gets a takeaway, we need to steamroll these boys right on out of the bay. Take their heart and just spank them.
A lot of Trent Williams pulling, huh?
Yeah. Yep, right to that
Somebody was
left.
telling me the other day that it's hard to talk about the 49ers and not be apprehensive because they have so many weapons. And I said to the same person, that's a good problem.
Sure is.
That's a good problem. Let's exploit it. Let's stay on the any given Sunday mentality. We have to play our best game against the best teams because nobody makes it to the championship by accident.
That's
Nobody.
true.
Nobody.
No.
The perennial favorites got handled all the way through. The Eagles and the Cowboys. They got handled.
Yeah, they did.
This Buffalo-Baltimore game gonna be a sight too. That's
Oh, yeah.
slinging game right there. So, any given Sunday, y'all, we on the outside.
Yeah.
You outside? Yeah.
We on the outside. Oh Lord,
Yep.
day.
7:15 Saturday, baby. It's going down by that Central Time, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in front of my television, sitting there. I ain't gonna be hoping and praying. I'll be watching and hollering.
I think it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a
Any
good one.
wild cards in this game you can think of?
I like Elijah Mitchell to get some run.
Okay.
Think Elijah Mitchell gonna be a factor.
I like what Ben Good said earlier. End around with Debo is a waste of our time. We're asking a line that we had questioned for the longest period of time to do too much, especially with an aggressive defensive line. We need to play smash mouth football. We need to literally blow them out in the first quarter.
Head on the head, baby.
Keep running downhill from there.
Well, I could see them running D-ball some reverse. Shanahan gonna have that in there some kind of way.
I don't like it.
Well, I think it's when he does it that's the key.
Right. Now, if you already done softened them up, then shit. Yeah, go ahead and hit him with that whammy.
From behind.
Yeah, you done soften them up. Just like in the Philly game. You know, when they was running the ball and mixing it and all of that, and then eventually they came with that one reverse or whatever, and he just come run on right through there.
And he was eating then.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be in there because you got to get the ball to Debo in space, and that's what I'm saying. He's to me the biggest X factor, even with McCaffrey, because you get it in his hands, he capable of taking it to the house. And this will be the game. I wish now that Elijah's running healthy, put Elijah in that backfield and put McCaffrey in the slot.
That's the shit. I want to see some shit like that.
Yeah,
With Debo
so,
back there, and you know what I'm saying?
See there,
Whammy there.
Shanahan got wrinkles that we ain't seen. And this will be the game to pull it out.
Fellas.
They'll throw a curveball at him. Just think of it. Elijah Mitchell in the backfield. You got Debo maybe on, you got Elijah and Debo on one side, and you got McCaffrey in the slot. How do you defend that? Because Elijah capable of getting the ball and running the rock good. We know Debo can get the rock. And then you got McCaffrey. You could throw it a pass. So
you could throw it to Mitchell too.
Yeah. So to me, Green Bay, the game is, if we play our game offensively, Green Bay, you ain't got enough defensively to stop it.
But fellas, like Sherman called them, and you asked about X factors, and I'm gonna say the secondary for sure, Demo and Ambry, but really and truly, dog, it's all contingent upon Nicholas John Bosa. I don't need pressure. I need sacks.
Yeah.
It's time for you. You the highest paid whoop-de-whoop. Y'all see, you came in a little slow, understandable contract. It's time, dog. You got your dog with you from school. Talk him up. Tell him meet me there. It's supposed to be going down. And he got to bring it, bro. It can't be none of that. We only getting pressures and you're not containing. You're right there for the sack, but he's slipping away. You gotta get home, bro. And could we get 1 or 2 strip sacks?
Yeah, I agree.
You do that, ain't no doubt we winning. That means his clock sped up, he throwing picks. You done strip 1 or 2 of them, that's a turnover, we get the ball out of the way. It's a lot of 3 and outs. It's a lot more offense. It's a lot more opportunities than for Mason. Let's go. I'm hyped for this one. Let's go.
Seriously.
Yup.
I almost think we're at the point where, as much as I keep saying any given Sunday, I would be sincerely disappointed if we didn't win.
Yeah.
It would be a total meltdown or disaster. And with as much talent on this team, I'd have to seriously look at what would have to change.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. I gotta put my cam back up for this. That's why I'm saying we gotta cash in. Purdy, it's kind of fucked up. Excuse me. It's kind of jacked up because you're so young to a certain degree. And your experience not there. But you've been great thus far. We need you to keep playing above your experience level to a certain degree. And bring us home, dog. Man, this shit lining up for us. Just really look at it, bro. Not knocking none of the other teams that's in it, but all the favorites on this side is out. That we really thought was going to be contenders with us. That we had already whipped anyway, but we figured we was going to have to whip them again. We ain't got to whip them again. We got to whip the boys who ain't really supposed to be here. So that's a little pressure because they playing with house money. Man, go out there and stump them dudes and be who you supposed to be. Now let's go to the big dance and come on, man. Let's get what's ours.
Well, I'm going to say this. I don't think they're going to be denied. They know they've been so close for so long.
Come on.
After 2019, they ain't going to let this pass them up. Demo said that we ain't losing because we know what the hurt of what last year was and what other years have been. They know what's at stake. They're going to play with that sense of urgency and hunger. And really, the best thing happened was Dallas getting whipped because it made them realize that if we don't do what we need to do, we'll get whipped too.
True that.
So like Fred said, they got our attention. So they're going to be ready. And I think Purdy, and I was trying to make, I know he was talking about the generational talent. And the point I was trying to make, and kind of what you kind of just went to it, is that, okay, Purdy, no, he ain't going to never be athletic as some of these boys. Okay, we ain't expecting that from you. But he do have elements of athleticism and off script and off platform plays that he make. But it's when he makes them that counts. We ain't expecting you to do like Lamar and all of these boys. You ain't on that level. But you got enough athleticism in you and clutch gene in you to make the right plays at the right time. We just need you to know when and to make it at the right time. And if you do that with the team around you, we should win. And then if you win one Super Bowl, yeah, the expectation gonna be, okay, well, dang, can you do it again? They said that about Brady. You won one, can you do it again? You was a 6th-round pick too. 196. You weren't supposed to be in there neither. But then he wound up winning another one. And another one. And another one.
A great season.
So
Based on stats alone, 4 players with 1,000 yards plus from scrimmage. All right, that's getting the most out of everybody, and everybody's got to show what they know. You got Debo 1,100 yards, Ayuk 13, almost 1,400 yards. McCaffrey had more yards from scrimmage than Tyreek Hill. Think about that, man. I think he had 1,459 running, and how many did he have receiving?
Probably about 600-700.
Do you know this cat had 2,000 yards from scrimmage? Yeah, 1,459 and 564. That's 1,959 and 64. That's over 2,030 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not talking about him for MVP? Okay, good. We don't need an MVP. We need a championship.
I don't care about it neither, man. Let's get this championship. To be the Super Bowl MVP, then you can tell them all to go to hell.
Twice. Football analytics. Let's do the unthinkable and say that we've been anticipating recovering from last year's disappointment for a whole season. And that as difficult as it is, that we were close enough and good enough last year to win it, to get in there with a bye week and healthy this year is an advantage also. And one game at a time. You know how hard it is to get to the same point twice and not over-anticipate it? We've been doing that all season and trying to get ourselves back on track. The best thing that happened to our team was losing to Baltimore in the regular season. It really was. It was a dose of humble pie. Yes, there was a million reasons we lost that game, and a million ways we could have won, but we didn't.
Right.
So on any given Sunday, if we don't play our ball, we're gonna lose. There's got to be a little fear to make us do what we need to do.
Nah, you spot on.
We ready. We got all the numbers in our favors, but numbers don't win games, except for 2. 49ers 41, Green Bay 17.
Yeah.
Those are the only 2 numbers that matter.
Man. Well, fellas, shit. We got any parting words before we get out the door?
Well, I think they're going to win the game. Yeah, I think they'll win.
I do too. I think we should win. And guess what? I'm not saying this in a. We need to just get after it, get it done. Stay healthy doing it. Because a game after that ain't gonna be no walk in the park neither.
Nope.
No matter who we play.
Well said. Well said.
Let's get through this healthy. Let's get through this smart. Let's do what we need to do. Let's pull our quarterback in the 3rd quarter because we're up by 31. No, let's not do that. Make it the 4th quarter. We up by 31.
Right.
Let's get it done.
I like to sign all that on. Well, fellas, if that's it, bro, I ain't gonna spoil it. I think Onk did it justice right there. Let's get it done. We gonna bang the We Can't No More. We'll see y'all after the dub, and y'all stay healthy, stay warm. It's the Faithful Boys, Uncle Keith, P. Rory, myself, Benjamin. That shouts out to that boy Prez. We out there.
Bang,
bang. Bang, bang.
To infinity.